Alright, it's nightfall now. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a pond over there somewhere. There's a lot of tree frog activity. But so we decided to go walk around our campsite a little bit. And came across this little ringneck. He's just out here in the path. This, actually in Maryland, we get two species of ringneck. We get the northern ringneck and a southern ringneck. We're more of an intergrade between the northerns and southerns. The southerns actually have a broken ring around their neck. The ring doesn't fully go around. Ringnecks have, they have like a little yellow collar that goes around behind their head, if you can see here. And you can see the ring is broken right behind his head in the center. A lot of times the intergrades, they'll have a black kind of a crescent moon shape along the belly. I'm gonna pick him up. I don't want him to stink me because these guys, they are pretty stinky when they musk, but I kind of just want to check his belly pattern and see what it looks like here. Come on. It's actually pretty large for a ringneck. Yep, he's got the black bands or dots along his belly, if you can see that in here, which is kind of neat for a ringneck to have. And he definitely musked me. He smells terrible. But just a cool little snake, just to find out on the crawl.
How on earth Matt sees these things while walking down the road? It's amazing.
Second snake just walking down the road is a little northern brown snake. Another fossorial snake. That big storm that came through yesterday and humid night brings up the fossorial snakes. So, primarily secretive snakes. Don't see them too often unless you're flipping cover. It's really neat to see them out on the crawl in the middle of the night. Walking the edge of this little pond here, came across this water snake. Now this isn't a typical water snake. This is actually a plain bellied water snake. They got reclassified to plain bellied. This used to be a red bellied water snake. They're most likely going to end up being plain bellied, red bellied, yellow bellied, locally known in the areas they are, because they do have that prominent belly coloration in different ranges. But they all got reclassified into one. But if I can pick him up without him getting too angry, because he is very angry at me, you can see this beautiful red belly. Check that thing out. This beautiful reddish orange belly. Now, like I was saying before, the ranges on these guys do matter for the coloration on the belly that they get. Now, out here in Maryland, calm down. Out here in Maryland, we get the red-bellied ones out of the plain-bellied species, which is, I think, probably, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful ones. So, he's very agitated and angry, so I'm going to go ahead and let him go. Yeah, very agitated and angry, as you can see. So, I'm going to let him go, especially after that nice little kiss you just gave me. But I'm so glad I found this guy. I love these things.
So this is pretty interesting. This is actually a painted turtle. Now, painted turtles are actually pretty common here in Maryland. What makes it interesting is the fact that we found it on land in the middle of a trail. Now, what's interesting about that is normally this is a pretty aquatic turtle. So what that means is she's probably on her way to lay eggs, because April to May is their egg laying season. Now, if you can zoom in here, what makes them painted turtles is they're actually very pretty. They have these vibrant stripes on their legs here, and hopefully you can zoom in and you can get some shots of it. Her head is kind of tucked away back there, so you can't really see. But since it's egg laying season, we're just going to let her be on her way.
This is a spotted turtle. I'm actually fairly surprised to find one because of what time of year it is. They generally, they're more active during March and April. It's almost June, but we had a very heavy rainstorm come through yesterday, so a lot of times in the midsummer after very heavy rains, I tend to find them, so it's not super surprising. They are a semi-aquatic turtle. They spend most of their life in seasonal vernals, long-term vernals, very small ponds, lots of marshland, very slow-moving waters. These guys, they're so cool. They're so pretty. If he comes out of his shell, I'm gonna try and put him down so see if he'll come out of his shell. They have really orange coloration on their neck and on their legs, and these big yellow spots all on their shell. They are a very, very pretty turtle. So I'm gonna try and set him down, see if he'll come out a little bit so you can get a good look at him. But these guys are awesome.
So there are a lot of turtles out here on the eastern shore, and we just found ourselves another one to check off our list. This is called the mud turtle, and this tiny little guy here, you can see in my hands, they don't actually get much bigger than this. So what's neat about these guys is they actually have this hinge on what's called their plastron. Now this entire thing is the plastron, it's the underside of the turtle. And what's unique about that is not many turtles have that. One of the ones that most people know is the box turtle. Now the box turtle actually has a hinge like this, but it can fully encase in its shell. This little guy unfortunately cannot encase in its shell. They just close the hinge up and then hide in there. And as you can see on the back, we'll have to zoom in here because he's really tucked up in there, they have these short little stubby tails. Now this tail has this, it comes to a point and it almost looks like it's a claw, and what they do is they use it to stick into the mud, and like in a current or something like that, it helps them hold on so they don't get swept away with the current.